Hello. So welcome to demonstration video of our Kavach problem statement, that is KVH05 Mesh Network App Detection. Now what is mesh network? Mesh network is intercommunication of many nodes. Applications like FireChat uses this network to communicate data across devices without the use of internet. Now what is our solution to detect mesh network? Now our solution is combination of these four modules. First of all, we scanned and for communication on these radio frequency spectrum, the common radio frequency spectrum, to identify common protocols that can be used. Like protocols like ZigBee, for example, they have their own radio frequency number, and we can use those to detect what kind of protocols are used. Then we can snoop into protocols. Once we got the communication protocols and radio frequency, we can use the information and data to see into protocols and find data that is being exchanged. Right. Like for example, FireChat uses Apple's ad hoc network, and in Wireshark we can actually use software to identify what kind of data is being sent. Then not only that, we can also generate unique signatures that corresponds to application being used. Like for example, there is this application that is this is mesh network and it is having this data sent. Now we can find patterns in data and generate signatures upon this, like signature like this, and this signature can be later on used to identify if this application, what is this application, or if this is suspicious, for example, right? Now our tech stack. What is a tech stack? Tech stack is basic Unix programming or shell. Then it is hardware interfacing. We might be using radio frequency hardwares that can detect different frequency bands. So that is our hardware interfacing. Then we will also be needing network decryption and analyzing tools like Wireshark to identify suspicious network or like getting traffic from data. Then then we have our use cases. Where is our use cases? Our use cases are very simple. It is detecting and identifying suspicious traffic. Now, for example, this is mesh network that is like sending out terrorism messages. Now, our application can detect these mesh networks and we can identify, we can inform required authorities that this is happening. Then we will be having man-portable devices which can scan, for example, your locality or your surrounding of these radio frequency networks. Then we have dependencies. What is our application dependent on? Our applications is dependent on proper hardware that can scan different radio frequency spectrums. Then we will be needing operator expertise. Operator need to generate first time unique signature. He needs to have well versed in Wireshark and other network tools. Then not only that, we also need abundant information about protocols and packets to use them later on our software. Then what are the showstoppers that will be detrimental to our application? First of all, it is unavailability of proper hardware. If we don't have the hardware that is required to detect and scan different radio frequency ranges, then we will be having a big problem. Then is encryption and non-documented protocols. Now there are many protocols that are not documented. They are either they're private source or we don't have data regarding that. So in those cases, we might have some problem in identifying what kind of that traffic data that represents. Then that is proximity. The next is proximity, that we need to be close to the device that is actually giving out these radio frequency signals to be able to detect them and identifying them. Next is our team. These are the team composition, and that is all for our idea. Thank you.